I greet you and welcome. Today I want to talk about the upcoming movie Endgame, Avengers Endgame. There's a certain reason for this because I know there are a lot of people who already talked about Endgame and possible uniforms, but first we got new informations and new trailers about the movies, and secondly, and that's for me personally more important, I see how a lot of players are going to build up certain characters that are not going to make an impact or a new uniform anytime soon. I see a lot of people building up Hulkling, um, Hulkling, and I don't know why. I mean, I know why because they are doing this for the special mission, but this should definitely be not the priority, especially if a lot of characters, a lot of players are quite new to the game and still have a weak roster and definitely could need new characters. Um, the first character I want to talk about is, or the first hero I want to talk about is Iron Man, because Iron Man is such an awesome character. I mean, he made the introduction, or at least he was the first character that we get to know in the MCU, and he never got justice. All his uniforms, um, his Age of Ultron uniform, his Secret Wars 2099 uniform, his Civil War uniform, and his Infinity War uniform were never meta breaking. I know those three uniforms are completely trash and really, really bad. That makes him, this uniform makes him playable, but never ever top tier. He's not bad, but he's not really good either. He's just good. And for a character that made such a huge impact in the Marvel universe, definitely deserves better. And yeah, that's basically his last chance to get a movie related uniform, and I think he deserves better, way better, especially as a tier 3 character, because his tier 3 is just wasted. Next character I want to talk about, because he's still alive, like Iron Man, and he had a really good uniform that made quite a good impact. I mean, he, Captain America, is the perfect example how a uniform in Infinity War should make Iron Man from a normal hero to a really good one, because this uniform changed so many things in Marvel Future Fight. He dominated PvP and PvE. Not a lot of uniforms can do this, and yeah, Captain America, my favorite hero. Um, I hope I hope he gets a new uniform, because this uniform, even even if it is still strong, and even if it is still a good uniform, he's not top tier anymore. He fell a lot since the introduction of the Infinity War uniform, and I hope he gets one of his classic look backs. I love this look, but I love the shield more. I love this shield, and I hope he gets his shield back, because it's such a cool weapon. Um, yes, the next character I want to talk about, because he is alive too, and we know it, and he deserves definitely better, is Thor. He's like the strongest Avenger. I mean, there was this meme in Thor Ragnarok, but now he is really the strongest Avenger. At least in Infinity War he was, and why I'm saying this, I'm going to explain it in a second. And this uniform was great, deals a ton of damage, but was never exceptionally good. He has some good skills, good survivability, good damage, quite nice tier 3, but neither of his abilities made him game changing. He was a good character for PvP and PvE, but he is not a world boss killer, or at least not a high stage world boss killer. I know that a lot of people can with tier 3, 4 just kill like level 40, stage 40 Ebony Maw, but like, yeah, that's basically it. And stage 40 Ebony Maw is not quite impressive like a Scarlet Witch or characters like Psylocke, who don't even have a uniform yet, can even get higher scores. Why I don't think that 4 is going to be the only strongest Avenger, or is not going to be the strongest Avenger anymore, or at least he's getting a lot of concurrent, big rivals for this place as strongest Avenger. Is going to be Captain Marvel. I know she already got a new uniform 2 weeks ago. For her new movie that's going to come out next week, but this uniform is making such a big impact on this game right now, especially PvP and timeline battle related. Her tier 3 is good. It's a tier 3 for PvP. I don't see the purpose of a PvP tier 3 because you're basically never going to use this ability. But yeah, I think she could get a new uniform. I know it's quite soon for another one, but this uniform is crazy in PvP, but has basically no PvE potential. A new uniform could change that. A new uniform that is improving her PvE strength, but is making her worse in PvP. And people can decide on their own if they want to have a PvE or a PvP Captain Marvel. I think this would be a pretty cool idea, and there's a good chance because there's a uniform that is like 40 years old in Endgame. Yeah, so there's a good chance that that is going to change. Another character I want to talk about, because you can see it in the trailer, and I know this character deserves better, especially with so many uniforms. I mean, he was never a bad character. He's still not a bad character. He's playable, but he's not good. Multiple reasons. He's good survivability. He's quite tanky for a speed character, especially on tier 3. And I mean, for a speed character, he's not compared with not really tanky compared to other characters like Captain Marvel or Thor or Thanos, but he lacks so much DPS, and he has so many cool abilities. He can throw basically tanks at you, and well, yeah, his damage is weak, and I hope this is going to change because he deserves better, and yeah, he's going to play a major role in the new movie. And the next character I want to talk about is Black Widow and Black Widow and War Machine at the same time, because for two reasons. Those are characters that basically changed changed completely. Their base kick is trash. Those uniforms are trash, and with the Infinity War uniform, everything changed. He is a good character, and not good like Iron Man. He is better than Iron Man. He is still a really good World Boss Ultimate killer. He deals a ton of damage. It's insane. Same goes for Black Widow. She is such a great character too. Those uniforms are pretty bad. This is the only one that makes her kind of playable compared to the other ones. And this one is a really good uniform. Makes her really good for Shadowland, World Boss even, and yeah, PvP. I know some people using her for PvP. Yeah, but they are probably going to get a new uniform that are going to make him stronger, but I don't think they are going to be exceptional strong. because there are so many more characters um that are needing it way more and deserving it way more than those two characters. Um, a lot of characters are forgetting about one certain character because she never played a big role in the MCU so far, and so on. But in the Infinity War saga, she is maybe the most important character in the comics. It's Nebula. I mean, we even have her uniform, her classic look. That's how she looks like in the comics. And I don't want to spoil too much because that could probably spoil the Endgame movie. But she's basically the reason why the Avengers had a chance to to beat Thanos in the comics, and we know she's still alive. We know she's going to play a role. I don't know if it's going to be a major role, but I can imagine it. And she's definitely 100% getting a new uniform. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know what else to say to her. She's good. She's going to be great. Another character, about two characters I want to talk about because I think they deserve like the biggest upgrade of all. They deserve to be definitely like meta breaking characters because they are such fan favorites and such awesome characters. They need a update, a upgrade, and a huge one. The first one is definitely Hulk. He's going to play a major role. We already know how he's going to look like. At least we think to know how he looks like with some leaked images of him, and he deserves. He deserves to be definitely. I mean, he is the strongest Avenger before Thor, and in Endgame, could he get the strongest? Could he be the strongest Avenger again? All of his uniforms are quite bad. This one is the only one that makes him playable, but it never made him good. Or well, good, but never made him great. He was just another character to play with, but never insane. And I hope he's going to get an upgrade that makes him one of the strongest because he deserves it. And there's so many opportunities that Netmarble could make with him, with decreasing health, increased damage, and regeneration, and this kind of stuff. And his potential is insane. And the other character I want to talk about, because I know a lot of people are building characters like Hulkling, and I'm never going to understand it, because he deserves way more your resources. He is trash. And every single uniform of him is trash. Especially this one. His newest one is the worst one of all of them. And he's going to make a big impact. He's going to get his Ronin uniform, not this Ronin, before anyone is going to ask. Ronin, not Ronin, for the people who might ask, who think about this uniform is going to make him a Kree or something. The only thing I'm going to be, I hope that is not going to be the case, that he is fighting with a sword, because I love a bow and an arrow, and I would love to play with a character with a bow and an arrow that is good. But I would not mind if he gets a sword and is just going to look like Ronin, and is going to slash enemies like butter. It's crazy. Another character I want to talk about, because a lot of people seem to tend to forget her, is Shuri. I think she's going to get a new uniform, because we know she's going to appear in the movie. It's not confirmed if she survived Infinity War or not, but we know she did not turn to dust with the snap of Thanos, and the more important thing is she's like the biggest genius on Earth right now that could change, that could build up a lot of new uniforms for certain characters, because we don't know how the uniform or how Hulk gets his new uniform. Same goes for Thor, so she could be one of those characters that are going to be with her genius mind going to make an impact. Um, yeah, her new uniform, I hope she's going to be playable. This one makes her good. She's definitely playable. Shadowland, low word boss, ultimate stages, but better tier 2 passive could be the case. I would love to see a better one. I mean, this one is maybe like one of the best one. I personally think it's like the second best one tier 2 passive. Um, but she could get a lot higher because, or she could get a better one because compared to other characters like White Fox and Nick Fury and Ghost Panther, she definitely could get a better tier 2 passive that makes her better, and yeah, and so on. Another character I want to talk about because Net Marvel never showed her love she really deserves, Valkyrie. Um, a lot of people are using her for support because of her passive. It's not a bad one, it's a really good one. Basically the same like Shuri, just the received damage from super villains is a little lower, but she is she's going to make an appearance, and she definitely deserves a new uniform, and one that makes her viable because she's a paywall character, and yes, she's like the only paywall character and the only one that is quite bad.